Every day, thousands of egg folk flock to Manfield Stadium, Champions Field, Eggtopia Coliseum and more just to watch their favourite form of entertainment, Rocket League. But many of the competitors in game don't actually understand the history of the Rocket League world and what is going on, how this game is played, and how we came to exist within this strange alien world. Well, here we'll answer a few of those with the story of Rocket League and our eggy overlords. Many years ago, an alien race of eccentric beings, get it? Eccentric, commissioned a team of engineers to build a remote-controlled motorsport spanning across the universe to have competitors with more opposable limbs than the less fortunate egg folk compete in a game that would soon become the most popular form of entertainment in the land of Eggtopia. The company that was hired for this commission was called Psyonix, and they developed the game we know today as Rocket League. Psyonix have now become the most valuable company in all of Eggtopia, and with the help of the Eggfolk's superior technological advancements, the Psyonix engineers were able to invent a new type of vehicle that would be able to defy gravity, and design a ball that could withstand hits from these ferocious beasts of cars. The cars would be able to utilize rocket-powered engines to fly through the skies and have flight controls allowing the pilots of these vehicles to turn and spin through the air, and the engineers even found a way to propel these cars in such a way to make them flip. In their testing of the environment, they found that these vehicles were so powerful that they were capable of destroying each other, so they had to come up with a solution. And the solution that they found was that once a car had been demolished, a new exact replica of the vehicle would be rapidly built and beamed into the stadium. But this required super efficient machines engineered to build these replicas, and of course it would take a little bit of time for them to create such an engine. But the efficiency of the production line is able to turn this process around in just 3 seconds. And thus we have our demo respawn cycle. The Psyonix engineers then built large purpose-built stadiums specifically for this never-before-seen spectacle, and their soon-to-be superfans flocked in their thousands to see what had been created for the people. What appeared before them was the most majestic spectacle they had ever feasted their sights upon. The cars drove up the walls, boosted around the fields, flew through the air, rolling, flipping and hitting the ball around to each other where it would be met by other flying, rolling, flipping cars, protecting their own net and creating their own counterattacks. The sport was an overnight sensation. The front pages of the local papers were flooded with news about Rocket League and how it was going to take the world by storm. And so the egg folk started rooting for their favourite players. But who were these mysterious faceless players who would participate in such a sport? Where did they come from? And how did they find such an ability to make such a great spectacle for the egg folk? Well, that's where the true genius of these engineers comes in. They created a way to transmit signals throughout the universe and beamed these signals all the way to a planet called Earth, where humans, as beings with opposable limbs, could remotely control these vehicles from galaxies away. This is of course not without struggle though, as I'm sure you can imagine transmitting signals across such a large distance can be troublesome, and occasionally orbiting moons and asteroids and even little Timmy's internet problems could break the signal, causing these players to suffer from connection trouble. But this matters not to our egg overlords, as the game is all the more interesting for it to them as they sit flabbergasted as to what has happened to Timmy's Dominus. And so, after a short period of time, the egg folk requested a real league competition from Psyonix, and so ranks and divisions were created and expanded to the point where the eggy fans of all sorts will make their way to the stadiums to watch even the lowest tier of Rocket League players, to see if they can spot the up-and-coming prodigies who will become the next big Rocket League star. The egg folk live and breathe Rocket League. Office water cooler conversation descends into what plays they've seen the day before, how their favourite players have done, which players to look out for, and statistical analysis of their next matchups. In the land of Eggtopia, betting shops were open and fantasy leagues were created for the egg folk to fill their boards with players to rack up points, and players from all divisions are picked, which in turn makes even more fans turn out to see their picks play and they give them their support. The younglings even collect trading cards of their favourite players, so this means that somewhere out there in a galaxy far, far away, there are little egg people rooting for you, so you go out there and make their day. The world of Eggtopia is a fascinating place, a place in which, although we will likely never visit, we will make a difference to the lives of the egg people. Hi guys, I'm Goldfish, and that was my little tale of the Rocket League egg folk. I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was incredibly daft. And if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe buttons, as it really does help me out. And if you want to just come and see me and hang out and chat with me, I stream every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday over on Twitch. There's a link to that in the description below. So thanks so much for watching, and until I next see you, bye!